Okay, Chuck, Semone, and Colin here. We're on our third annual flight over Milton. So choose your nickname. I think Iceman,
Yeah.
Maverick, and Goose. Let's do this.
Yeah, just
Chuck, you're not inspiring confidence right now. Okay?
What are you feeling right now? What's going through your
A little
mind?
bit nervous.
Yeah?
Okay, but I should be fine. It's only 20 minutes, so I just have to stay calm for 20 minutes, right?
not too much.
There we go, Simone.
Hey, freezing. And we're
It's not warm, is it?
It's cozy though. It's cozy. I've got my little spot. We're ready to fly.
So you guys all council members, or no?
We're friends of Colin.
Just
we have
friends?
we have a real estate team in
Okay.
Milton. It's go time. So it's not very warm in here. And I'm a little concerned that our pilot forgot paperwork. What else is he going to forget? And 88 miles to go back in the future. It's Chuck Charlton and Colin Best here with our third flight over Milton.
Yes. Yeah, thanks, Chuck. This is the one I couldn't go on because of Chuck.
Yeah, that's my body mass that prevented more than... We couldn't have 4 passengers, mostly because I'm almost 2 people.
Yeah, not really. Unfortunately, this is just taking off from the Burlington Airpark on the east-west runway, heading over towards Appity Line and the 16-mile creek. This is by the Mount Nemo Escarpment. It's one of the beautiful features of Milton is they have 2 escarpment ridges, and we'll be seeing more of that later.
Yeah, if you notice some shakiness in the video, it's because this was a really rocky flight. By far the shakiest airplane ride I've ever been on.
And we're just heading north here towards Rattlesnake Point and be turning over to the Velodrome, which you can see is now completed and open. The Pan Am Games will be starting July 10th, and hopefully we'll have some good news regarding the Laurier University. Before that, it's the campus will be directly south, which will be part of the whole Mattaway Cycling Center. We're just turning off to the east now. You can see some of the roadworks, and we'll be talking more about some other news in the Milton area.
Good, so we should be coming up on the Velodrome pretty soon. As soon as I'm aware of it, I turn the camera that way. And you can see the residential subdivisions up in the top left that we're starting to get close to.
It's Tremaine Road running east and west, or left and right, which is part of the Boyne Survey. All that area in front of the propeller is going to be part of 15,000 homes. And looking over here, looking down at the Velodrome, you can see it's all complete, and we'll be getting more parking at the front of the building as well. It's going to be constructed this spring. This is Tremaine Road. It's on another traffic circle, and you'll be seeing the further up as part of the Harrison area. Chuck, did you want to say more about the Harrison neighborhood?
Well, I mean, Harrison is one of the newer subdivisions, along with Wilmot, just south of the hospital. Most of the homes here, as of the time of recording the video, are probably no more than 5 or 6 years old at the max. Schools are starting to become more settled. It's really turning into a very nice area to live.
Yeah, this is going through the Scott neighborhood and turning down Savaline Boulevard, which is a major north-south artery. You can see the stormwater ponds. Please note that you could skate at your own risk there. They're not maintained by the town. You also have a new gas station at the corner coming in at Tremaine and Derry Road, plus the freehold townhouses there and the fire hall. Chuck, did you want to say more about the Scott neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, we're just passing over the fire hall. I think what we're going to start to see in this area is, well, actually, let's talk about that. There's a pass whatever.
Yeah,
what do
the
you
Derry
call
Road
it?
underpass. They've had to
yes.
stop work during the winter because you can't build it during the frost season. But when come April, you'll be seeing massive work there. It should be open by the end of June. And for the people wanting to get into Tim Hortons, it'll be a lot easier to get in there. This is the hospital site. They'll be starting construction probably May or June. This is for tripling the size of the hospital, as well as some other office buildings and a commercial complex next to the Milton Sports Center. You'll be seeing more activities around this area as the town develops its parks, as well as the Wilmot House. We also, coming up Derry and Ontario Street, this is what's called a secondary mixed use. You might see some activity in the next year or two on this site for possibly retail, office, and residential mix. And heading north to the Timberlane area, that flat vacant piece of land is the Bucci Homes application for 151 freehold townhouses next to EC Drury, as well as Valley View. There's some concerns it's going to the OMB. We're hearing more about that later this year.
Good, and we might get some sneak peeks just off in the top of the frame. Actually, I think we're flying right over it, Drury Park, which is a very popular location for basically the 50-plus crowd who's looking for a bungalow.
Yes,
it's a little hard to find a bungalow these days.
Yeah, this is Milton Mall. This is the Main Street underpass plus the Royal LePage offices. The underpass should be fully open until 4 lanes by the end of June, according to the staff. They're basically finishing off the concrete work on the north side. This is the Dorset Park neighborhood and the old part of town. Chuck, did you want to highlight this area?
Yeah, if you notice, there's these little crescents and little cul-de-sacs in Dorset Park that are really popular with families. You think about kids playing street hockey, it's a great place to be.
It's just heading over Steeles Avenue. This is going up to the industrial area, so if you wanted to live and work in Milton, this is probably a prime area. A lot of this area is changing into more office areas. You also have the courthouse. You can just see the top of the picture. Hopefully we're going to get some good news from the province regarding expanding the courthouse, as it's quite congested now. The last addition was done about 1990. And now heading back down Ontario Street, you can see the mix of townhouses, apartments, and older homes in this area, which have very large lots, which are quite nice for swimming pools. If you look at, there's also Baldwin School. The Kinsman Park right beside it is being redeveloped this year, so we're looking at splash pad and various other uses. Chuck, do you want to highlight some of the features of this neighborhood?
Yeah, the lot size is really what brings people in. You can check out our guide to Milton prices. We're just flying over the other underpass on Main Street. We're also getting another view of the mall here. And yeah, we're heading through just kind of looking over and on the left, upper left, is the Timberlane neighborhood, predominantly built in the 1980s. Again, nice lot sizes. We're seeing a lot more double garages compared to Dorset Park, a little bit larger homes.
Now in the distance, you're looking off to the west there, the Escarpment. You see the beautiful views there from the older part of town, as well as the large park area. Well, this was filmed in February, so we see how much snow was covering the ground at the time. And also you can see the Scott neighborhood to the west there, as well as the escarpment between Rattlesnake Point and Kelso. It's also a great place to walk the Bruce Trail. It's heading over Bronte Street in the Milton Hospital, and you can see some of the larger commercial and industrial buildings in this area. Chuck, do you want to mention about some of the changes you're seeing in this neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, our office is right on Bronte, and we've seen it change basically from a bunch of flat land by the train tracks in the last 10 years to thriving commercial businesses. We're seeing the residential start to build up a little bit more. And being north of the hospital, I think it's going to be a good place to be as Milton continues to grow.
Yeah, there's a lot more office tenants. We're finding more people working along the Bronte Street corridor. You're also looking now at the new, just off the right corner there, it's a new Seasons Milton. It's a large retirement community, and basically should be open by July according to the owners. I had a tour there last week, and it's quite interesting. Back in the over underpass again, and looking towards the east on Derry Road. We're just doing a whole circle around town. This also has an office complex at the corner of Farmstead and Derry Road next to the Birkdale, and also possibly a new retail complex at the corner of Commercial and Derry Road, so that if you wanted to go for supper after a hockey game. And also heading back east past the Ontario Street and Derry Road, and looking now into the Coates neighborhood. You want to talk about this area?
Yeah, Coates is one of my favorite neighborhoods because it's pretty central. You're kind of a mix of some of the newer homes on the west, You also have things like mature trees. You've got some nice stone stucco houses, and the schools have a great reputation too. We're actually just passing over. The plane is almost right above the Union Gas Trail, which goes pretty much from end to end in Milton. Do you want to mention anything about that, Paul?
Yeah, that's true. It's a large pipeline, and we can't build on it. Basically, be used as a pathway. It's going to be completed in the next couple of years. We also have the new Sunnymount Park, which is right beside it, off of Farmstead, which is a beautiful park. There'll be some renovations. We're looking now to the south. This is finishing off along Thompson Road. You can see the north end of this area, the Union Gas Trail. You have the Derry Green employment area. Orlando Corporation just got approval for 2.5 million square feet of a distribution center on the east side of James Snow, and that should be under construction this fall. Now we're just turning around at the corner of Louis St. Laurent and James Snow over towards CK High School. This is part of the Boyne Survey. This is the second phase. The first phase is to the east of Highway 25. It's about 8,000 homes will be built here, actually after about 2018. The first phase is currently before council and under construction in some areas, and we'll be seeing about 6,000 homes west of Highway 25 over the next 2 to 3 years, right over to Tremaine Road. So this will be even denser than the last two neighborhoods. We're actually building about double the density that the province is requiring under the Places to Grow Act, which I encourage anybody to go to milton.ca or Places to Grow Act to see some of the details of this area. It will be eventually 50,000 people. And this is Britannia Road off to the center of the picture. This area here, this is what the area between Louis St. Laurent and Derry used to look like. And it's very flat in this area, and the town staff are planning with the builders to put in a very similar neighborhood with extending a lot of streets such as Savaline and Farmstead down to Britannia Road. So if you're on Nature Street, be careful because it's only going to get busier.
Yeah, so the plan is Britannia is going to be 6 lanes. This entire area really north of Britannia is between 50 and 60,000 people.
Yeah, we're just looking at the green area in between the 16 Mile Creek. This is all to be preserved. All wood lots as part of the town plan are being preserved, and hopefully some future some walking trails coming to Highway 25. You can see some of the servicing construction along Britannia Road. The permission hasn't been given for the house construction yet, but it should be the next month or two. And you have a mix of builders between Matamay, Sundial, Fieldgate, and Great Gulf Homes. Now looking up to JV High School, which has got the soccer bubble there, which is also the new Boyne or Milton number 9 elementary school, which will be completed by September. This is opening with hopefully 700 students, soon to be 1,000 students as this area gets completed. We're asking the Ministry of Education to build some more schools because this school will be just like the other ones in the area, basically full by the day it opens.
Yeah, and we could see the stormwater ponds. You can see the little ice rinks that are being built right there.
I would encourage anybody to go on these days because this is melting. Look to the south there. This is again the next phase of development. You'll be seeing a lot of construction in the next 2 years. And then to the south of it, you have the new CN Intermodal proposal, which is still going to go through the federal courts. This is a landfill site. We're now working on its third cell. This was opened in 1992, and right now the current capacity takes it up to 2042 with all the recycling and composting. So this is something that's actually one of the top landfill sites in North America in terms of reduction of garbage into it. And then off to your right is part of the CN. You can just barely see the tracks coming up. What CN is proposing is from Britannia Road down to our lower baseline, having going 6-track wide in places to load and unload containers from the tracks onto about 1,500 trucks a day, which you'll be hearing more about. And you can actually check the town and regional websites for more details. Chuck, do you want to highlight here we are at the Escarpment?
Yeah, in our second video, we didn't spend as much time on the Escarpment. We looked at some of the overpasses, underpasses. We looked at the Education Village and the Velodrome. So I really wanted to go over the Escarpment, have a look at it, give you some great angles. So we're going to circle right around and then head over on top. Probably wasn't the best move because it was very shaky.
Yeah, as any pilot will tell you, anytime you're near an escarpment, you've got a lot of updraft, so you'll see a very bouncy camera. This is along the edge of Mount Nemo, where you have a Bruce Trail off of Guelph line, and this is just to the south of Britannia Road. You also have golf courses and the Conservation Authority offices. Actually, it's a very beautiful area. I went to school in this neighborhood, and you can see up the top right corner is Nelson Quarries. This is basically finishing off the quarrying, and the city of Burlington, which is all part of, is looking at possibly turning this area into a large park complex. And they're having official plan meetings with residents in the area right now. So just go to burlington.ca if you want to find out more details of this area. Did you want to highlight about rural living, Chuck? It's quite different than urban life.
It certainly is, and I mean, you're not really seeing anything less than probably half an acre in this in anywhere within eyesight of where we're flying now. Most of them are multi-acre lots. People think as you head out further, it can be less expensive, but the problem is the land actually increases in value as well. So as you start to, sell your townhouse in Milton, which is on a small piece of land, you get out here and you buy more land, and you really don't save a lot. We don't see a lot of people buy land even out here for less than probably $400K at the absolute starting point. So we've got some lovely views just looking over the brow of the escarpment. I love when people say the word brow. And yeah, so this area is all protected. So if the nice thing about here is if you're looking for a bit of stability in what's around you versus some of the residents in Milton, you'll find that this area is quite stable because it is protected land.
Yeah, looking off to the west, the villages of Kilbride, Campbellville, and the north to Brookville and Moffat, which are all basically hamlets that are preserved, and you won't see much change in these neighborhoods. And also over the Bronte Creek, which flows down to the harbor to Bronte, and then north you'll see towards Ralston Point. That's Alpine line below us there, and it's turning into the airport. This is a mix of land uses. It's all within the green belt, so what you see is what you're going to get for the next 100 years. And then coming back into landing, which Chuck can narrate.
Well, the landing was quite interesting. The plane was kind of, humming and hawing as it was coming into land. But that was the flight for this year. So we tried to highlight some of the new things that are happening around town. More news will come about the CN lands. I know a lot of people have questions about it. And until next time, I believe that was our flight.
Yeah, great. I understand Semone had a great time.
She did. She was a little shaken, and we'll get her feedback right now.
We survived. It was awesome. It was really, really, really good. By the escarpment, it's beautiful. It's breathtaking. What can I say? Quite an experience. One thing off my bucket list.
We're going to take you a flight. Thanks for flying today with Kavachik Airlines. This is an international carrier. Basically with Milton, what we're looking at is all this yellow area is the future residential. We also have possibly future urban areas south of Britannia Road, along Tremaine Road, and also along Jamestown Parkway, which is to connect with Niagara and the 407, along with both sides of Trafalgar Road, including in possibly a new GO station at Trafalgar Road, the overpass there, as well as you have the Steeles Avenue corridor there. So you had a good flight. This is all the hashed areas are agricultural, and then you have all the future Oakville area, which includes a new Burnhamthorpe Road and about 50,000 people north of Dundas. Did you have any questions for me, Blake?
No, I don't. Not right now.
Okay, well, it'll come back to you when you see the pictures. So if you have any questions, just give me a call or email.
Yes, for
because
sure.
it's something that when you see it from 1,000 feet up, you see things you never see from the roof.
Yeah, but I think it's just so it's overwhelming. Like there's so much information. It's almost like it's too much, So it's almost like you have to watch it and process again, and then you kind of. But the development is amazing.
Oh yeah. Well, when you come back a year, you'll see a totally different thing.
Yes.
So that's one thing I try and do it every year with Chuck, just to highlight all the changes in town, especially the new schools, and hopefully a new university.
Yes, all being well.
Yes. Thanks for coming on.
Okay. Thanks, Colin.
Glad we braved the cold.
Yes, it was good. Thank you.
Call the Spectrum Airways phone number and arrange for a sightseeing flight.
A sightseeing flight. What number would they call?
905-336-4010.